Hello everybody, welcome back to the Scott Sword YouTube channel, and we've got some more Wingspan for you. This is another match from the Xenopsaris X-Factor. This is my second match of the second stage of the group stage against Captain Awesome. And remember, if you saw the previous video, you'll know that I managed to win that one. So all I have to do here is beat Captain Awesome once more in the next two games, and I will be through to the next round. But we'll see. In the last game, I got a little bit fortunate that at the end of the first round, the rough pretty much gave me an entire grassland engine all set up for me. So we'll see if when I get the whole engine given to me at once like that, then it's quite easy to sort of set it all up. But if things get drip fed to me, then it may be a little bit harder, but we'll see. There's another post-game commentary for you because I wasn't able to record it live with commentary. Actually, this is a game from I think about 2 weeks ago at least, so I don't actually remember what happened in it. So we'll have to go through. I remember the result, but I don't remember like the build up to it. So we're going to be learning what happens with me at the same time. And so if I'm doing it post-game analysis, I can kind of pause the video if I want to and kind of analyze options a little bit more, maybe try and see things that I didn't notice at the time. And obviously I'm still learning, this is only like something like my 20th game or something up on YouTube, and I've been playing quite a lot. I think on the tournament server now I'm kind of closing in on sort of 90, 100 games, I think. But I'm still learning lots, and everyone, people have been posting comments even in games where I've won, where I could maybe improve the gameplay. So thank you very much for that. But obviously, if there's anything that's come up in the video comments recently, then obviously I wouldn't have been able to implement it in this game that you're going to see here because of I recorded this about a couple of weeks ago. So anyway, we'll get into it, and we'll get underway. So the game's been made for us. I think I'm going second in this one here because I went first in the first game, so the roles have been swapped. And we'll see once Captain Awesome is picked. I'm looking in the tray. There's a Grebe, which is alright. I mean, it doesn't give me any points, but it does allow me to see quite a few cards, which is decent. And it's quite cheap. But so my opponent's kept 3 birds. I've got my own. I've got a ruddy duck there, so I don't really need the Grebe when I've got a ruddy duck, so that's decent. I've also got a cowbird, but at the moment I haven't got any... I'm going to pause the video really quickly here. Oh, will it let me pause? There we go, right. So yeah, I'm keeping a cowbird just to give me a nice cheap grassland option. If I can get a cheap bowl nest, because see, that's the problem with cowbird, it needs bowl nest. Ruddy duck doesn't help you with that. Ruddy duck does have quite a lot of egg space. So I'm going to have to try and get a bowl nest of some sort. So yeah, I don't have to pick up the Grebe, which is great. I've already got the ruddy duck in my hand, so I don't have to waste time picking that up. I can just play the ruddy duck immediately and just dig. Maybe lay some eggs on it and then just dig for a couple of turns. I will be able to see 4 cards a turn. I have to discard 1, but that's fine. I've locked it all in. I haven't even looked at bonus cards yet. I'm looking at end of round goals. Birds with no eggs. Okay, that's kind of possible, depending on what I pick up and play. But I could potentially play 3 birds if I get the right food and stuff. And then ruddy duck's good for the second end of round. Cards in hand. Well, if I'm seeing quite a lot of cards, that's very possible. And the thing is, I've got food cost of birds played, which is perfect for sort of the last end of round. But we'll see if I can get a good forest engine going to get the food I need. So we'll see. So I'm just kind of locking this in already. I'm just going for those. Maybe I should be keeping the house wren. I know it means I have to ditch a food, but it'd be quite nice just to have a double play bird ready. So it's something I could do. So I think I've done that there. Obviously it means now... Yeah, I think this is something that came up on the other games. It was a slightly different thing. I think in the previous... it wasn't in the previous game. A few games ago I kept a turkey because... I get a bit scared sometimes of... If I get a really big point bird, like a turkey or woodcock or something in my starting hand... I feel a bit worried about throwing it away because I've had horrible luck in other games where I just keep digging at the end of the game trying to find big point birds and I can just never find them. So then my end game kind of peters out. Especially if I don't have an engine. Like, it's not like I've got a grassland engine where I'm tucking lots of things and getting eggs. I'm more relying on trying to get food and then play big point birds. So I'm here maybe thinking, well, maybe I keep the house. I know it's not worth a lot of points on its own, but it'll allow me to do a double play. I could combine it with the cowbird maybe if I wanted to. But in the end, I don't go that way. I just decide just to get Ready Duck down, probably lay eggs, and then pick up cards at least twice. I'll have then 2 food left over. Do I want to play the cowbird immediately? Depends on what my bowl nest bird is. I might get the bowl nest and then get food, then play cowbird. You know, we'll see. We'll take it from there. There's a black tern in the tray, which is a nice cheap bird as well. I could, you know, potentially pick up Ruddy Duck, lay eggs, pick up the black tern, and then play it. So I'm seeing even more cards. I'm having to discard some, but it's okay. So here, there's a little bit of a mistake. I think I should have played it with seed. If I was going to pick up the black tern, then I should be playing Ruddy Duck with the seed there. But maybe I'm not going to pick up black tern. That's maybe a mistake. I should have picked up black tern. It's also good for the second end of rounds. I was a little bit daft. Oh, I love Whiteback Woodpecker. It's just such a good card. I think that's now 2 games in a row my opponents had that. Yeah, I've seen now. Now I'm flagging it. I kind of missed a trick there. I think I should have played with the seed, so I could have picked up black tern without having to get food. Oh, there's a bowl nest. But also think about it, like the black tern, it would act as a bowl nest for the cowbird. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to pause that. I've got red kite, which is also very good, and then we've got a nice cheap forest bird. So you know, happy days. Blackbird will be ditched because it's very expensive and there's going to be much benefit. And I'm seeing Tree Swallowed, I want to try and play that, but to be honest, I kind of want to get Black Tern down. But what I can do here, I can play Nuthatch, which will be nice and cheap, and then pick up... Oh, okay, I'm going for birds again. Okay, I got Indigo Bunting, so that's decent. So if I want to transition into a little bit of a grassland thing, I can. And now Barn Swallows popped up. I'm like, oh, goodness me, I should have not picked up Tree Swallow and I could have got Barn Swallow instead, which would have been better. And that's where my opponent takes it, rightly so. So yeah. So, you know, getting that Nuthatch kind of bailed me out there. If I can get that down, pick up food, hopefully get a worm with a reroll, and get cash. I'll be able to play Black Tern, and then I can just dig a little bit more if I want to, or if I get a little bit of extra food, I can then play Cowbird as well, which would kind of be what I should be doing, I think. And I can't remember, does Past Scott Sword actually do that? I think what I should be doing here is... Ooh, I didn't get... Well, I got the fish, so that's slightly fortunate. I think what I should have done there was discard a food. Discard a card. Well, Red Kite's decent for the second end of round. I could also play on top of the Ruddy Duck later. But I think I should have got rid of something. Maybe even the Swallow I should have got rid of. And picked up a seed and then the fish on the reroll. Because then I could have played both the Cowbird and the Black Tern. And then if I do get any eggs, I can just put them into the Black Tern. And then I've still got then 3 birds with no eggs for this end of round. But or maybe not. Maybe I'll wait for Cowbird next round. Red Kite's decent because I could play it on top of the Ruddy Duck if I want to later. I could just play it as another bird. You know, so I get more birds which have platform nests. So yeah, fortunately the reroll and everything kind of worked out for me. I should have, the fact I saw the Black Tern there, I should have played the Ruddy Duck with the seed instead. But then I wouldn't be able to play the Nuthatch. So I mean, it all kind of worked out. But I wouldn't have had to play the Nuthatch necessarily. I could have just got the Black Tern down immediately. And I might have got a better Forest Bird rather than the Nuthatch. But Nuthatch is decent, it's cheap. It gives me a cache every time for free. I don't have to rely on the bird feeder, which is really nice. So So I only got one turn left. So I can't play the cowbird, so I'm just going to pick up cards here. There's no point laying eggs because then I lose the end of round for certain. I could also maybe try and pick up food for this indigo bunting. But the bird feeder's not really cooperating with me in that sense. I mean, I guess I could pick up food and pick up that rat, and I could play red kite immediately the next round. But I don't know if I do that. I can't remember now. Interesting, I pick up the berry. That doesn't make much sense to me. I'm not quite sure what I'm thinking here. Maybe I'm thinking that I want to prioritize getting the cowbird down. But I should really pick up a rat here for the red kite. Oh no, hang on a minute. Oh, I changed to pick up cards. Okay, nice. Indecisive Scott Sword coming in. I mean, I'm going to have quite a lot of cards, so the Siskin might be nice, but where am I going to get those 2 seeds from? It's not like, if I had, I can't remember what bird it is it the Coltit and the Blue Jay, where they allow me to use cash food, you know, that's then a possibility, but I'm not going to be able to get the seeds anytime soon to play those 2, so that's why I kept it like that. Okay, turned around. Okay, I'm seeing the Chaffinch, and I'm thinking maybe to try and use up these excess cards, that's something I could play. It'd be pretty easy to play in the grassland. And maybe combine it with a cowbird. So now I've got, you know, cowbird can go onto the Chaffinch or black turns, that's decent. And I got a Phoebe, which is pretty nice. And a Hortlock. I take the Longspur, just get a little bit more bonus cards on the go. So that's okay. Phoebe's nice. I can get that down immediately, which is really handy. With the food I've got, I can then get the worm to play the Chaffinch. So yeah, this is all kind of working out for me, fortunately. Also, I'm now giving my opponent a little bit of food, but it's okay. And it also contributes to the second end of round, which is really nice. I mean, at this point, someone said it in a previous video, and I kind of agree. There are some games where I look at my opponent's board a lot. There are other games where I never look at the board. I think a lot depends on this, like what time of day I'm playing it, and my mood, and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I should be looking to get this this Chaffinch down, and maybe try and get the Indigo Bunting down into the grassland as well. Or I'm going for the Hawk. That's another thing that I could do, especially there's no seed kicking about. Yeah, that makes okay. I think now I'm trying to remember my thought process. Pick up. Oh, interesting. Okay, what am I trying to pick up? An extra worm. That doesn't really make sense to me. Why I would have done that because. Because I had the food to play the hawk, so I could have played the hawk, and then laid eggs, and I would have got then the worm for the Chaffinch. So basically, what I've done there by throwing away a card, I've lost a point from the Chaffinch potentially. So I don't really know what that was about. That doesn't make a huge amount of sense. I do really get this cowbird down. But there's no seeds, which is very frustrating. Maybe what I could do is, if I just get another worm with the Phoebe, I could then just force down the cowbird, because like my opponent's clearly going to be doing quite a lot of stuff in the grassland, so I should really try and take advantage of that. The sooner I get the cowbird down, the better. And there's now a bronze cowbird in the tray. So start putting things down for this end of round. Oh, white stalk. Yikes. That's most unfortunate. Not what you like to see. That would have been perfect. I could have, you know, I mean, I could have got the food for that. And that would have then worked pretty well with the chaffinch if I did play the chaffinch down, because then either I play the bird I pick up from the tree, or I can just tuck it. So, yeah, okay, so I'm forcing down this cowbird here just so it's down. So then every time my opponent is going into the grasslands, I'm getting a little bit of benefit of it. So, delays the chaffinch a little bit, but I think that's okay. Chaffinch would be pretty easy to play. Now, very irritatingly, kind of again, this is a recurring theme, I was not paying attention to my opponent's board, and my opponent's now going to win the end of round. Whereas, if I hadn't played cowbird there, I could have tied it. I could have done something else. I could have delayed the cowbird. Oh no, because my opponent lays eggs, so I get a free egg. But I played the wrong egg when I was playing that cowbird. So when I was playing the cowbird before, I'll rewind. Oh, gone. I played the cowbird using the wrong egg. Did I take it off the hawk? Yeah, so that's just a complete lack of concentration there. That's a complete lack of concentration. I should have been looking at my opponent's board to see, are they going to lay eggs? Probably yes, trying to at the end of round. And then I would benefit by getting a free egg, and I have to take it off a start nest, not off the platform nest. So that's just a complete lack of concentration. And it's only then after my opponent has laid eggs, and I get the free prompt from the cowbird, that I realize what I've done. So, yeah. And this would happen, there was a thing in the previous game as well, where I had a complete lapse in concentration, and I took the wrong food, and I missed 2 tucks off the Canada Goose. So this is something, yeah, you see, now I realise it. It's too late now. Too late now, son. I mean, I'm happy to get the free egg, but it means now I've lost the end of round. So that's you know, my opponent's gained 3 points over me. Well, we would have tied it. So I've lost a point, and my opponent's gained 2 points. So that's a 3-point swing. So obviously, if I lose now by 3 points, you'll know where those 3 points came from. So that sucks. But oh well, we're going to have to just roll with it. And the problem is this chaffinch is not really... it's not really... what's the word I want? It's not really cooperating with this this end of round goal. Food in cards in hand, because I want to be tucking things. So I should maybe look and try and get the bittern down, because the food's in the tray. I can go. Oh, the bird feeder. I keep calling it the tray. I can just discard a bird. I can pick up both of them. And I could have laid eggs afterwards. I'm not quite sure why I'm laying eggs now. Yeah, I know I'm getting the thingy. I'm getting the worm. But if the fish and rodent disappear, that's going to be a bit sad. Because I could play the bittern here and then just pick up cards a couple of times. Because I'm going second this round, so I'm in a lot of control here. I can decide if I'm going to win the end of round or not. So hopefully that won't come back to bite me. Fortunately, my opponent did not pick up food, so the fish and the rodent are still there. So... Ooh, okay. No, I think I should have, So I was thinking, if I record this post game with more distance between the real game and my thoughts now, I'll be able to, I'll be able to see everything in a new light. But the problem is then sometimes I can't remember what it was I was even doing. Why am I playing this? Oh, I'm doing it to get more food. Because I haven't got any other really good forest options. I mean, I could have maybe played the Chaffinch in there, I suppose. So I'm not going to be losing too many cards, but... The thing is now, I'm going to pick up food. There'll be no way I can play the Bittern now this round. So what I should have done was I should have picked up discarded something, maybe just discard the Chaffinch, or maybe I keep the Chaffinch to the final round, I suppose. Oh, and I re-rolled. Oh, gee, that was risky. Yeah, I've got it in my head here. I want to play the Longspur, and not the Bittern. What I could have done though was get the Bittern down. I could have discarded a card, whatever card it was. Maybe the Swallow, because I'm not going to be playing the Swallow, I don't think, now at this rate, but I might need it for the bonus card. And I could have got the Bittern down, and yeah, I wouldn't activate the Bittern, but it's quite a lot of points, it helps for the end of round, or the fourth end of round goal. And then, because I've got quite a few eggs, so I could have discarded an egg to get lots of cards, and just ignore the Bittern. And that might be then enough to win the end of round. I've got it in my head, I want to play the Longspur. Now the seeds are available. I wanted to have the seeds available earlier to play the bunting. That would have been really nice because I could have got 2 food a turn from this grassland as well as laying eggs. See, now I'm picking up. I didn't even look at how many cards my opponent's got, so I'm not really. Yeah, I don't know. Clearly, I played the first game and the second game back to back, so there is a good chance I'm getting a little bit tired here, even though we are playing quite quickly. Or maybe I was a little bit overconfident from the first game. The fact I won it, I don't know. I don't know, folks. I've got a Marten, which is okay, so I can play the Marten in the grassland and get that going. But is it too late? That's the question. Is it too late? So there are only 5 actions in the final round. So yeah, I think I was very rattled after that second end of round, and I'm kind of losing focus here. Clearly not a man with a plan over here. So I'm seeing that my opponent can get 3 cards. Oh no, my opponent's just finished that last round. So what am I doing? Pick up cards again. Huh. I think my plan at this point is I'm just going to default just to playing the Chaffinch and then just lay eggs just an absolute shit ton of times. That's what it looks like to me. No other plan apart from that, and I will just tuck everything I've got. So I'll get 16 eggs. Yeah, 16 eggs. So I will cap out at one point. But then I can play a bird on my final turn. I could play the is it that the woodcock I've got? Yeah, so I think I've just got it into my head. It's like, right, okay, I'm gonna just lay eggs 3 times, tuck as many birds as I can, and then just get the food to play the woodcock. I think that's the plan I've got in my head now. So I did win the third end of round, but I don't know what other positives you can take from it. Very little, clearly. It looks like I haven't got much of a plan here. It feels like I'm very sort of just like darting about. I don't actually have enough cards. I'm going to be able to I'm only going to be able to tuck once more completely. I'm going to be short by 3 cards. Kind of gutted that, I didn't play that bit when I had the chance, Because I'm never going to go and get food again. I mean, I wouldn't have had the seed for the woodcock, but I mean... Am I really going to play this Purple Martin? But if I play the Purple Martin, I won't be able to play the woodcock. I should just be playing woodcock here. Lay eggs, play woodcock, and then lay eggs again, and then just resign myself to the fact I'm only going to get one chaffinch tuck. Not ideal. Yeah, I definitely think that second end of round rattled me. So I've got to concentrate way more when I'm playing. It's very easy to lose your head otherwise. Especially since there are so few actions. I know there are a lot of actions in the game, but the game is very short in that sense. The other game that I played, Fear of Dracula, that game is like a... I don't know. I've never actually counted how many actions you have in that game. But it's different. Like I feel like there's more time. I just find sometimes with the actions in Wingspan, the game just flies by really fast. Obviously, it makes sense because the ways like you build up, you have your actions at the beginning. You have more actions at the beginning, but they're more basic. You don't get much out of them. But then by the end, your actions are very powerful. So you only need a few of them. If you're always kind of dithering like I am, then it's not you're not going to get a lot out of it. I'm gutted about that bunting that I didn't get to play that, and I can't play any of those bonus card birds. I mean, at least I'm getting points here, and the hawk is hitting most of the time, so I'm getting a little bit. I'm getting quite a lot of points out of this. So that was a 9-point turn, which is decent, but is it going to be enough? Given I've only got 65 points right now, my gut feeling is no. My mid game was terrible. Yeah, mid game was awful. So that really cost me. So the good thing here is I can lay eggs once more. So that's 4 eggs. I'll have space for... Okay, I think I'm playing woodcock now rather than final round is because there's a chance I might miss out on an egg. However, my opponent might be able to beat me here if my opponent has food in the bank. But because I haven't looked at my opponent's board, I don't know. I'm looking at the scoreboard a lot. Now I'm looking at his board. Okay. Got 2 food. Might be able to... Yeah, I mean, getting food now, so there's a good chance... Well, he's laying eggs, but resetting with the bee eater. But might just be able to get enough food to force something down the final round. So I'm going to lose the final end of round. I get a free egg, so I mean, in that sense I'm not complaining. I'm going to get a lot of egg points. Yeah, 3 worms, so can beat me here. And yeah, I haven't got enough birds, which is a bit sad. But no, at least the whole kit. I'm not going to give my opponent any food, because that would be a mistake. Did I actually get enough birds for nest box builder? 1, 2... No, I only got 3. How sad is that? I didn't even get the bonus card. Yeah, this has been a very... When I was playing this in real life, I didn't think it was that bad, but now watching it back, this is pretty dire. Oh. Definitely a case at the moment, I'm taking like 1 step forward, 2 steps back with my gameplay. It's all over the shop sometimes. Oh well, okay, we'll see how bad this is. But yeah, obviously looking at it now, this doesn't look good at all. Yeah, 0 points for bonus card. And then my opponent gets 17. That's just not what you want to see. So my only hope was that they didn't get many points from bonus cards. Because we're pretty much on the same on eggs. And I think tucks, I'm going to have a few more tucks, but it's not enough. Yeah. So the bonus cards did it, but also, you know, just faffing around. yeah. Ooh. And you can also see from the length of the video, right? It's only 23 minutes, which I know you can play Wingspan games in 25 minutes, but I wasn't looking at my opponent's board enough, and I wasn't really thinking as much as I should have been about what I could have been doing. I mean, I got a little bit unlucky, if my opponent got so many bonus cards, but arguably, if you look at all the mistakes that I made in the so yeah, yeah, I don't know why I was doing playing that red kite. That was so weird. So clear mistakes. I mean, it wouldn't have made a difference that second end of round. My opponent would have had 2 points lower, 95. I'd be up to 86. So it's not like I lost because of that one thing, but clearly then I was completely rattled for that third round. And I find that a lot with my games. I find first round goes okay, maybe not great, but I think that there's a lot of options. I know some people were commenting that they were saying that sometimes my first round I could have done different things. But I think in the first round you got like all these. Sometimes you have quite a lot of ways it can go. I find then the last round I'm a little bit more focused. I'm like, right, I've got 5 actions. Right, how do I maximize points for those 5 turns? I think a lot of my problem comes from mid game, where I just kind of fall apart a little bit. And I'm given a lot of options, and I don't know what to prioritize, and that can then cause issues. So yeah, definitely losing the second end of round, even though it didn't cost me the game, clearly it had an effect on me. If we could look at I'll skip back. I think there are a couple of things there, like, yeah, I think even just subtle things. The fact I saw the black turn in the tray, I should have played Ruddy Duck with Seed. I would have been able to get black turn down with the grub that I had, and then Dug. And yeah, I would have had Nuthatch, but I might have got something else that I could have played. I mean, I don't know, would I have got... Question is, would I have got the food? I think... I think my way was a little bit slower to get these 3 birds down initially, but I think it was the right order, because then it meant I got quite a lot of cards. If I needed, at least I had a bird here. So then if I had to discard cards to get extra food, and I was getting a cash every time, I could have done. Not sure why I played this. This doesn't make sense to me at all. Because I don't think I ever went to the forest again. I think I went to the forest once. I went to the forest so few times this game. So, yeah, I should have instead of getting the rat to play this, I should have picked up the rat and the fish, played the bittern, and then what I could have done was I would have utilized, the free eggs I was getting to get even more cards. I wouldn't have had to dig so often because I was getting an extra card from this. I could have skipped the bittern. That's fine. I don't know. I can't remember if my opponent had 2 wetland birds or 3. But I could have skipped the bittern, but it would have been a lot of points, 3 more points than this. It would have contributed an extra food towards his end of round, which could have potentially swung it. Who knows? I wouldn't have had to dig as often, or I would have been able to dig a little bit, the same number of times, but I would have had more birds in hand to then tuck with the chaffinch. So that was definitely a thing. So I don't know if that on its own would have made the difference, but you never know. It might have done. So yeah, I can't remember what was the score I got. Well, I mean, it's not terrible. When I went into the previous tournament, I said my objective was to try to get 85 points on average. There will be some games I get a little bit lower, but it's kind of dawning on me that getting 85 points a lot of the time is just not good enough to win games. I have to start reaching towards the 100 point mark, and that's just kind of the way. If I get up to that level every game, and there are some games I can do it, it's always annoying, it's off camera, which is very frustrating. I do have some really good games, but a lot of the time I don't record them just because they're just like friendly matches I'm playing in the evening. So it just depends. Also, again, it could be similar to like last game where If I just get the right cards out, and the structure for the game is like really obvious in front of me. It's like, you have a Franklin's Goal, and you've got Towie, and you've got Canada Goose, and I was like, right, this is really obvious. But there are just some times where I just, yeah, kind of get caught in two minds. And then I think I've said that in quite a lot of like commentary, and the same with Fury of Dracula videos. I think if you have a strategy, as long as you commit to the strategy, that's better than dilly-dallying. Because if you start flip-flopping between different things, you just get nothing done. So yeah, I definitely missed out. And the fact I didn't get this is after having 2 star nests, it should be pretty easy to at least get 4 points from this. So I'm looking there, right? If I know the bitten wouldn't have helped because it was the wrong type of card, but I might be able to. I would be able to dig a little bit more. I might have found the last bird for this. I could have played that in the grassland as well, maybe. And I'm not saying the blue bird, because the blue bird only just came up, but some sort of like double play, or I could have found something else. Or I could have discarded cards to get, the berry I need. I could have played the Tree Swallow if I wanted to, just to give me a few more points for this. And then if you start adding those sort of incremental little points up, then that might be the difference to win. Or maybe not. Maybe it might be one of those things where, maybe I was never going to win this game. I don't know. Maybe my opponent just got better stuff. But I don't think my opponent got anything that was like really strong. Not being able to get the wood stalk was very unfortunate. The fact that the hawk tried to eat it, that was very that was very frustrating. Well, there's no point looking at your opponent's board now. Yeah, and then look at that red knot, like the perfect thing to play last, because I was just giving 3 worms, and then with the bee eater getting lots of worms, it was just perfect. And then yeah, this white-backed woodpecker, I just love this bird. I wish I had that instead of the nuthatch. Obviously, I think my opponent had it in the starting hand, which is fine. It's no problem. But yeah, that would have just made life so much easier. I would have had that little bit of extra food rather than caching. Because I would have just been able to go to the forest less often and just keep running my grassland, which is what I wanted. My opponent didn't pick up Cowbird, so... And this play here at the end, I don't know if that helped with like bonus cards or anything. Oh, I didn't even look at the bonus cards. Nice. Do I look at it? Yeah. So, I mean, it helps with food web because this is only 1 point on its own. But if you got food web expert, what else did my opponent have? Falconer. That's quite a lot of points. That's decent. To get 3 for that, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, and then get 4 from that. Yeah, decent. Yeah, that worked out pretty well for my opponent. So well played on the bonus cards. Yeah. But yeah, there's just a lot. I mean, maybe I might not have won anyway. But yeah, there's just a lot of like kind of like just like little bits and pieces that I'm just really not happy about. I don't know what this play was about. If anybody can explain maybe my own logic to me, because I can't remember now. It's been so long since I played this game. Don't know what I was doing there. So that was clearly very, very weird. Should have prioritized bitten, because it would have helped for this. Would have helped for the 2 last gen of rounds. I think delaying the Chaffinch maybe made sense because I needed to have lots of cards for the third end of round. Or maybe I shouldn't have played the Chaffinch. I did get quite a few points from it, but maybe not. Maybe I should have prioritized, throwing away cards to get food instead, and then I would have played a lot more big point birds. Maybe that would have outscored the number of points I got here. But I was laying eggs a lot, so I mean, I think that was okay. I missed 3 cards from this. So no, how many times did I pick up cards? I picked up cards at least twice. So if I played the bin and thrown away an egg, that would have been. I'm throwing away. Wow, that's tricky. When I'm throwing away an egg, which is a point, to get it back with a point here, so maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe it doesn't matter in that sense. It's all the same if that's the case. Yeah, so I think there's just like bits and pieces, and yeah, I got rattled because of that second round loss, and you can't let that happen to you, which doesn't matter what type of game you're playing. I say it too when I'm commenting on Fear of Dracula stuff. It's kind of annoying. I don't live up to my own advice. I always say like you can't let one little thing rattle you, because if you do, then the whole game disintegrates in front of your eyes. So I've got to be a bit more careful with this. So yeah, I just got to just take my time and just look. Yeah, someone said like look at your opponent's board more, and there are games that I do. It's not me like being in denial. This game I didn't, and there's clearly a lot of games where I don't look enough. And I watch name's gone out of my brain. Winging it. Watch the Twitch streams when I can, and also the YouTube videos. And Flan is always looking at the opponent's board. Always, always, always. And gets so much information out of it. But yeah, it's just not muscle memory at the moment. I think a lot also depends on like my mood when I play. If I go in, I know it's stupid because it's a tournament game. I should be fully focused, but maybe I can't remember when we played this. There's a chance I'd played the first game before, and maybe I had other stuff on my mind or whatever. No idea. Who knows? Can't remember. I cannot remember. But it's not. That's what happens. You end up losing the game because of it. So yeah, it's just definitely gotta focus a bit more, look at my opponent's board and plan out my own moves a bit more. If it means just taking that, say if the whole game is 10% longer or 20% longer, but it means I'm actually planning out my moves more, then it's worth it. So learn from your mistakes. So yeah, I've obviously lost this one. It's 1-1 now. So if I can win the third match, that I'm still through. If not, I'm going to crash out. But yeah, we shall. You have to wait until the next video to find out what happens in that one. So yeah, again, as I said, very kind of like one step forward, one step back a lot of the time. It just depends a lot on the day. I'm not at that point where I'm consistently getting very, very high scores. I have said this quite a lot on like it's kind of been like a regular comment of mine. When I watch players who end up with like the worst starting hands ever, and then they end up still making 90 plus points out of it. For me, it's like an art form. I just can't imagine like being able to do that. And then when I watch those videos, it's very zen watching them play, and it's like very miraculous, like the way they can pull together so many points from such a crap situation. And I get so inspired. I'm like, right, I'm going to do that. And then I produce games like this, which are just awful. And yeah, just, even though 85 points is my target, it's not good enough to win games. In tournaments, these players I'm up against are just very, they're very, a lot more experienced than I am. And they'll find ways of eking out more points. Yeah, I'm gonna have to aim a higher here. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have a lot of success. But I'm gonna keep giving it a go. Obviously, it's a bit of a I don't know how. I think it's a bit unusual. Normally, all the people who are on YouTube are very high elo. In terms, and they've been playing the game for a long time, so they've built up a lot of sort of confidence and things with the game. And they've got a lot of just muscle memory and knowledge, whereas I'm coming in kind of. As I said, I have played quite a lot of games now, but I don't know how many games you need to play to get good at this. I don't know. I think I'm kind of around the 90 game mark, but there are quite a lot of them, which I just know I've played like absolute shite. But I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so I think it's a bit unusual to have somebody who is like recording games on YouTube from the perspective of I'm still a relative beginner, but if it helps me to improve and also then to give kind of a little bit of a resource to newer players, also then an outlet for more experienced players to help out, then and if I can learn from it and then other new players watch my videos and they'll see the comments and learn from it too, then that's great. So we'll see. I've not been put off by it. I love this game. I love the aesthetics of it. I love the challenge of it. And it's just there are so many birds, and just trying to learn how what I'm looking out for, what's going to combo with what, how to be the most efficient. It just depends. Sometimes it clicks, sometimes it doesn't, and that's fine. All part of the learning curve. So yeah, I think I've rambled on enough. So yeah, thanks for watching, folks. Please feel free to leave your comments below. If there's something that I've missed that you think I should prioritize, something else I should have done differently, then do let me know. Always appreciated. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the third match, the decider, in a couple of days' time. So thanks for watching, folks. Take care, and have a nice day. And see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.